Hi everyone, Anne-Marie Band here, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We're going to start with gold, and I want future space because we are coming into a fairly heavy resistance event. Notice what happened. As it came up off of this 2000 marker, it held very nicely, nice grinding upward motion into current resistance. So let's take a look at a bigger formation. Notice this chart. Man, I love TrendSpider's volatility bands. They are so nice. This tells us where the rotation is, right? We've got sort of a sine curve sitting right in this area. For those of you that aren't math nerds like myself, it's just the wave sitting around a region with some big spikes here and some big spikes here and a big spike here. But suffice to say, we are entering a fairly choppy ground, and that choppy ground is between 2030 and I'd say 2060. But we have this fairly interesting line that we're coming into right now around 2050. Now, gold is one of those trading things that really likes round numbers, but they slosh around them, right? So slosh around them a little bit. And so we're in a slosh. Sideways volatility bands means you buy the dip and sell the resistance. Let's look at GLD for those of us that are fairly interested. Watching pre-market prep today, and really good session with Aaron and Dennis. And we're going to be doing some of the stocks that they talked about in our Zoom today for the members. So it's going to be super fun today. In any case, here we go. Gold sitting at that same resistance zone. So here's what I want to say. If you're long gold, trim a little, and maybe, I don't know if you want to raise a stop if you're in here longer term, if you're a gold bug or whatever, but we are sitting in a space where, this could be a little baby cup and handle kind of thing, because we are looking at very tight time frames. If we expand it out, we can see that overall the chart is equally range bound. So just be careful there. There's room for more upside with the noise. And of course, NVDA is probably going to move the entire market. Let's get to the futures. Let's look at the ES. Now, what do I have us in neutral state? This is clearly bearish, right? We're in neutral state because we are very near congested support. And this 49.73, 49.75 area is a key zone. If we lose it, there is a giant washout, very thin volume here, all the way down to 49.38, right? We are sitting below the close of the prior day, below the Globex open, and at the base of heavy congestion. Notice 2 volatility bands down, buyers start to buy, right? Into a negative VWAP where they can sell again. This is a very nice textbook rotation if you just want to trade one instrument and it is moving in a beautiful way. You're going to see that sort of thing. Now, you might go, well, why is the SPY neutral to bearish, but the ES in that current state with the neutral being yellow? So that's a little bit of a coin toss for me. I'm going to be completely honest. We are very close to bounce zones, but the real support edges are a little bit lower. And that is why I've got it in there. If I'm going to be, a little schizophrenic, maybe I make one of them in a neutral to bearish state and one of them like that. But you have to potentially give me a little bit of leeway in terms of saying, all right, are we really in a double bottoming space like we can see in the ES? And we're not quite. It's quite different. All right. So if we lose 495, we've got 494 from the low of yesterday, 494 some change, and then we start slipping into this area. Again, thin volume all the way down to 491. Yeah, we could see that. Otherwise, notice I have a little bit of a different state, how I'm writing these. Pre-market congestion, pre-market support and resistance congestion, all right? And the breakaway formation, we really don't need to have it because we know when we break pre-market congestion, we're going to come down into that line and they're probably going to try and buy it. But if they bounce and fail it, you know what's headed next. All right, let's look at the NQ. Hello, NQ. Come on. Wow, my chart is frozen. Sorry about that, folks. That was so weird. My chart just stopped moving completely. Okay, so let's go to the Qs. We can see the Qs have broken mainline support, right? It's still in a bottoming formation from the pre-market event of yesterday's low. So buyers are going to try and hold this, but we do have the potential to walk the band downward. So a lot of us are saying, hey, when I trade the volatility bands, I keep thinking I want to buy the lower edges of the band and sell them. That works fine unless the chart begins a deep trend in the direction of the VWAP. And so that's really what I want you to think about when you're trading. Hey, if I want to buy the band, if I want to buy the second band in TrendSpider here and it pops up, where do I hold it to? Well, you want to hold it until the VWAP, because if the VWAP is negative, it's going to bring down the rest of price. All right? Superbly and supremely important for you to catch on that one. Here are the levels that we are looking at in the NQ. If we break this zone here, we've got 17,415, 17,361, 17,265. We could move in either direction in speedy fashion. All right, so we're going to be watching those very, very significantly. All right, let's head to the Qs. Same sort of thing. Buying on this one. Take a look at this. The buy for this action is very limited. Notice, but it goes all the way down almost into the fourth band. It goes into the fourth band super early this morning and then continues in that general direction before it begins to move sideways. Where is it likely to go? Into the VWAP, coming into the opening ticks. And that's really what you want to look for, right? This area, you want to be super careful not using one size fits all when you're trying to trade volatility bands. Trend is the most important thing to be cognizant of when you're doing that. All right, last thing, oil. Well, we can look at the XOP. All right, this one still sideways. Wow, old resistance, new support. Let's do that. And of course, here's the thing, right? Are we trending higher? The answer is yes, right? Right? And we are trending higher. It's just very sloppy. And so you can see that also in oil, right? Notice lines in focus here for us, neutral to bullish. Why? Because we're trending upward. But this intraday motion is negative. We just bounced. Look, see how strong this line is? We failed into the 76 area, 75, 94, something like that. We failed into that area and then bounced. Okay, so we want to sell the bounces at the top, but as soon as we get up over the VWAP, the formation begins to shift, and we want to see a double bottoming formation that we can buy. So far, the goal is for the trader to sell into that third volatility band. All right, if we sell into the third volatility band, which is going to be somewhere around 77.12, something like that, then we'll see what goes. If it breaches that area, we've got more upside motion. All right, going to be a very interesting day today and tomorrow. Fireworks all over. Looking forward to seeing you on the platforms.